All right, we're live. What's going on, people? We are on a boat on the way to France, and then we're making our way to Holland for the massive game against Eindhoven tomorrow.
We're doing it the long way.
Yeah, we're doing it the long way.
Road trip. Why not?
The Jewish way.
Exactly, penny pinching. But here we go. Well, here we are. Looking forward to this trip, but we haven't done a kind of review of the West Ham game. Talk about that. We'll talk about obviously the upcoming game tomorrow with PSV. Thank you, Todd Henniker. Love vids. Cheers, man. But this stream might cut out, by the way. We're on a ferry, and the signal's a bit dodgy, so cross our fingers. But we'll see.
See, that's where we are. Look at that. There you go, getting in the sights as well. Getting in the sights. Coys. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Hugo Lloris. I'll give him a 9. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought he was vital for us getting 3 points. He made such crucial saves, I thought.
Hey, Dover.
He really came up big for us, big time against West Ham. I thought that save right at the end from I think him and Arnautovic kind of had a little mini battle between themselves.
They did, but that save at the fingertips of his fingers, you know, just
as opposed to his toes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a great save. I thought the save at the end when it hit his face, Arnautovic was running through. It was pretty much the only time West Ham really got in behind properly, and he saved us big time on the last minute. And he's come in for a lot of criticism. We've criticised him this season. He's made big mistakes at big times, but I think that he came up yesterday big time.
And he kind of kept his form going from the international break when he made that quadruple save. And yeah, it's just like what we like to see from Hugo, and keep it coming, Hugo, the boss.
Hugo boss, exactly.
All right, we move on to Kieran Trippier. I would say 5.
Yeah, 5 or 6. I thought defensively he was okay, but going forward he got in good positions, but he didn't do enough with it, I felt.
It's a theme that we're seeing from Trippier.
Actually, and also like at the beginning of the game he was totally. I remember first 20 minutes he was
out of position.
No, he was just off the pace. He was like misplacing passes. He just wasn't doing the right things. I thought he grew into the game a bit, but.
It's a theme that we're seeing from Trippier because his strength is usually crossing, and for the past couple of games he's been getting in the positions, but he's not getting good balls into the box.
He got in a lot of promising positions. He had time when the ball was able to cross him. He just wasn't finding his man. Defensively, he didn't get caught out too many times. I remember once the chance you talked about before when Arnautovic had the header, he was kind of out of position. Sissoko lost the ball and they had a crossing position there, and he got Arnautovic had the header. But other than that, I think it was alright.
In terms of defensive shape, that was fine. It was our creating clear-cut chances was the problem against West Ham.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. But yeah, he got forward well. I thought he was a good option on the right-hand side, but I don't think he did enough on the ball.
All right, moving on to Ben Davies. I think we gave him a 5 as well.
No, I think he did all right.
What do you think, 6?
Yeah, I thought it was better. I thought it was better from Davies.
I disagree, to be honest. I thought it was a kind of a similar performance as he's been putting in the past couple of weeks.
No, I disagree.
I didn't see any improvements.
I did, because he wasn't caught out defensively.
Do you reckon that's down to him, or that was down to the defensive shape in general?
Hey, listen, I don't know what it was. I don't really care what it was down to, because quite frankly, past few games he's been awful defensively. Yeah. He's been getting roasted. He's been getting caught out, and this time he didn't. So I don't know if it was down to defensive shape or improving his performance. But he's part of the defence, and he individually he wasn't out of position that many times. And I thought defensively he was solid, which is more you can say from the past few games. So going forward again, still a lot to be desired. But I think defensively he was good.
It's such a big thing, you know. When we were at our peak under Pochettino, you know, we had Rose and Walker on
you keep saying side. It's like a broken record.
I know, yeah. But I just, you know, it's just we need to improve on our fullbacks. Because for me, I don't think Trippier and Davies are good enough.
I don't know. Well,
I said it at the back end of last season. Trippier had a great World Cup.
Yeah, but they're not our only fullbacks. I think we've got 4 fullbacks: Aurier, Rose, Trippier, Davies, and I think out of those 4, it should be good enough. Is it good? Well, it depends what you want to do.
I want to win the title.
Then it's not good enough. Probably.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
But you need like that Walker, you know, Mendy, those kind of fast. Well, then again, Aurier and Rose could turn into that. You never know.
Yeah, I back Aurier and Rose to turn into that. But when we played Trippier and Davies, I just don't like the way we play.
I think the problem with playing Trippier and Davies is we don't adapt to it. I've said this so many times. They're good at what they do. They're kind of good fullbacks. They're kind of like 7 out of 10 fullbacks. but we play them as if they're 9 out of 10 fullbacks.
That's the thing.
We play them flying forward, like non-stop, as in like leaving space in behind at the back, as if they have all the energy in the world to track back, and they don't. I think when they play, you have to kind of adjust the tactics a bit, so they're not always flying forward and leaving so much space in behind. You can do that, as I said, with Walker and Rose, because they have that recovery time, but Davies and Trippier, they just don't.
You can also do it when you're playing 3 at the back, 3 centre-backs.
Yeah. I think they look better when they're 3 at the back.
I agree. It's just because of their pace and their physicality, you can't get them up and down the pitch.
We've said it so many times. But saying that, we played 4 at the back yesterday and they didn't get caught out. And you've got to give them credit for that. But then again, we didn't look so much.
And then again, we did only play West Ham.
Toby Alderweireld.
Toby, he was class. I'll give him an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Absolutely sensational. If it wasn't for him, I think we could have conceded a lot more chances than we did. How many times was he at the back just mopping up?
He was
whether
class.
it was going past Sanchez, Trippier, Davies, whatever it was, Alderweireld was there to mop it up every time.
He was class. I think he plays that. When he plays with Sanchez, he plays the left centre back role, which I think he prefers the right hand side. And I think the only problem I can see him with the left hand side of the centre back is his passing doesn't seem as good. I think he prefers on the right hand side where he can play those long passes across the field on his right foot. But when he's kind of having to cut inside, it's not as effective. And I feel like he missed places a lot more passes.
How many times did you think that West Ham are in and then suddenly Toby just appears from nowhere and it just clears it? What a Rolls Royce of a defender, seriously. He needs to sign a ting.
Sign a ting. But Davies and Sanchez, I thought he had a good game as well.
Yeah, I would give him a 7.
Do you think Sanchez looks better alongside Toby than he does alongside Jan?
I think this season you would say yes.
Well, then again, this season he's looked a bit dodgy, you would say, at times. At times.
Yeah, to be honest, I think he looks better in a back 3 than he does in a back 4 or back 2.
I've said that before.
But all in all, I think it was a good performance from him yesterday. He looked good against up alongside Toby.
There was one point though he did get caught out, and that was
he
right
gets
at the
muscled
end.
off the ball though.
It was right at the end when Arnautovic went through and Hugo saved us. I don't know what happened there, but he just kind of missed his kick, and Arnautovic kind of got in. That really could have cost us. That was nearly a really bad mistake.
That was in the last 10 minutes.
No, when Hugo came rushing out to save in the last minute, literally the last minute, Arnautovic somehow got in behind Sanchez. And it could have been a costly mistake.
Sanchez got done in the last 10 minutes as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a pretty solid performance from him. I think Toby is more of a leader than Vertonghen. I think
so. I'm not so sure about that. I think Jan's more of a leader than Toby.
I disagree. I think Toby's more of a leader than Jan. I think Toby organises a defence better than Jan Vertonghen does. I think Vertonghen, ability-wise, you could argue probably even has more ability potentially than
I think
Toby.
I think they've got different strengths.
I'm saying what I think is Toby is more of Toby organises the defence better than Jan Vertonghen. I think Sanchez is better alongside Toby than he is alongside Jan Vertonghen.
It's a bit like that thing with Sanchez, that Michael Dawson thing. Every time he was alongside Ledley King, he looked amazing.
I'm not saying Sanchez is bad alongside Toby. I just think alongside Jan. I just feel, in my opinion, that Toby just is a better organiser defence. I think he leads the defence.
But what I'm saying is, Davinson needs someone experienced next to him, because if he doesn't, it's that whole Michael Dawson thing again. Yeah. Where alongside Ledley King, he looks like a world-class defender, but then alongside Goran Bunjacevic, he looks awful.
Yeah, I agree with that, but you're picking between Toby and Jan. It's not exactly comparable.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
But moving on to Eric Dier.
Yeah, I thought it was better from him.
Yeah, I did. I think it was a more confident performance. I thought you really saw him, in midfield just.
What are we giving him rating? I would give him a 7.
Yeah, I thought it was good from Dier.
I thought
he won the Battle with Noble.
Oh yeah. What, England claps as well?
One, obviously, for who? What, for Dier? Anyway.
No, but the thing is, Dier, he's been shocking this season. He went away with England, had that great performance against Spain. His confidence, it seemed to do wonders for his confidence, because he's come back and he's putting a real good shift in against West Ham, breaking down the midfield. Yeah. Like you said, winning the midfield battle against Noble, 0 England caps. And yeah, all round good performance from him.
Passing wise, still not there yet.
Yeah, but I think it was still better.
I don't remember any real. Maybe a bit better.
He made some passes. That's the main thing.
He found a guy. I think his great strength against West Ham was his breaking up of play. I thought he did really well. He won possession quite a lot of times in the middle of the park and set us up on dangerous attacks. So you got to give him credit for that.
And he looks like that Eric Dier of old, where he's hunting down the opponent and, you know...
See, that's the real problem, I think, with Eric Dier. I think this season, anyway, I think that, yeah, he's been criticised for his on-the-ball play. He's always been criticised for that, and especially this season has been bad. But I think this season, what's really disappointed me personally is that he has been just dribbled past so many times. He's lost that battle. He hasn't been able to win possession back. He's been unable to do that, and I think this game was an improvement on that aspect. I think his passing still, yeah, here and there. It's always going to be here and there, I feel, but I think his defensive ability was a lot better this game.
But for me, it was mainly down to this confidence, you know, because usually this season, Eric Dier, you know, I'm not claiming to be a master on body language or whatever, but his like shoulders been hunched over. He's looked like not happy.
Being diagnosed from Ben Daniel.
But this game, you can see his chest was puffed out. He was looking tall. He was looking confident, and that was the main thing, I think.
Yeah, the Spain game probably did wonders too.
Yeah.
And
Sergio Ramos tackle.
And moving on to another guy who shined in Spain was Harry Winks.
Harry Winks. Oh, he is.
I had a good game again.
He did have a good game. He's getting better and better. I think I would give him a 7 as well. Harry Winks. He just makes that thing happen in the middle. Mini-Esta expressions like to call him. I love that nickname. Mini-Esta. He is just class, and he's getting better and better every game.
And I think, yeah, though that England game did wonders for his confidence, I think going away...
But also that second half against Barcelona as well, I think.
Yeah, I think since then, he's played pretty well. I think that, because, you know, he really struggled in that first half against Barca, and I think going away with England and winning in Spain against that midfield that he did, playing as well as he did in Spain, I think it's really given him a lot of confidence.
He was running the show in Spain.
And you can see he's kind of, you know, he's speaking a lot more.
Even
in Spain, you can see him giving
instructions in the dugout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And apparently after the Spurs goal, he just stood in front of the West Ham fans and just smiled. And apparently a lot of them got pissed off. Apparently, that's what I'm reading. Apparently, some West Ham fan wrote an article about it, saying how disgusting it was. And I was like, "What?" It's brilliant. I love that. I
love the guy, and he makes our play tick at the moment. He's that kind of midfield engine that's kind of spreading the ball, making us tick. And
he's the one who has that passing ability that we need at the moment, especially when it's Dier or like on the ball, or even when Dembele, like, he doesn't do enough. So he's got the most progressive play.
He's that like fast engine in the middle, that quick pass and move that makes us like just play our football.
Yeah. I'd like to see a bit more progressive play, maybe a few more through balls, maybe even because he gets in good positions to shoot and he kind of doesn't do it enough.
The thing is, a lot of fans berate him for doing the sideways and backwards passes too much, but I think he's driving forward a lot more now.
I hope, yeah, kind of. But he drives forward a bit, but I still want to see a bit more progressive passing, because you see, like, people come...
Because he takes it past players.
I know, but you compare him to Iniesta or anything like that, like...
Of course, but, you know, you're comparing...
But even style of play, I'm talking about Iniesta's in those areas, in and around the 18-yard box. He's playing little through balls, he's playing little quick passes. Winks is still stuck in that mode in the centre of the park, kind of spraying the passes around, kind of playing short passes there. He needs to get in and around the box, he needs to start playing little through balls, and he needs to start being more penetrative.
I agree with you, but the signs are there that kind of process is in motion, because I think the past couple of games have been more positive in that sense than it has been in the past.
Maybe you're right. I'd just like to see him like being more effective in and around the 18-yard box. Moving on to Erik Lamela.
Oh, what a guy, Erik Lamela.
Give him an 8, probably, or 9.
Give him an 8. I don't think he wants a 9, but an 8. We are seeing the Lamela now that we paid £30 million for.
I think finally. I mean, still, he's had a great last 10 games. Don't want to go too overboard, but I think the guy is our form player at the moment. I've said it the past few weeks. He's been absolutely fantastic. And again, he's full of confidence. You can see that, absolutely full of confidence.
And the confidence is growing every week. You see against West Ham, which we hadn't seen in the past couple of games, the way he's moving past players, rinsing players out on the wing, getting balls into the box.
His dribbling has taken up a notch.
Yeah,
he's actually
he looks a yard faster as well.
Yeah, he does. And he's said it before that, you know, he feels better after these injuries, after these hip replacements. You can see it. The movement with the hips are a lot better.
That's me.
Because we are Tottenham TV.
TV? Yeah, we are a YouTube channel.
What did you think of Erik Lamela against?
Which?
Erik Lamela. Tottenham.
Eric,
no, Tottenham?
Name. It's a moral command. No good man.
You like football?
Football?
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't like football.
Look, football good.
Yeah?
He likes men. He's a big poof. On board.
This is brilliant. We are Ferry TV.
On board with others. Yeah. It's 14 days on board. Yeah, my friend.
Exclusive.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
See you later, guys.
Well, there you go. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. We are
Where
Ferry
were we?
TV.
Lamela.
Yeah, going back to Lamela. After that, he is just great, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely sensational. Getting better every
He's
game.
obviously great. I thought it was great. Had a little timed run. He's getting in those attacking positions where you can real position. I think on the right hand side, we're finally seeing that's inside on that left.
The
foot,
Lamela that we
which
saw
haven't
from those
seen.
YouTube videos
Exactly.
from Roma.
It's been a while. It's taken a while. But I think this is the most consistent we've seen Lamela since he's been at Spurs in terms of contributing to goals, to assists and goals. I think he's been fantastic, and especially it's so vital that he's like this now because with Ali injured, Eriksen injured, he's really stepping up when we need him.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so vital, and it's really going to give Pochettino a real selection headache when these players are fit. If Lamela's playing like he is now, it's great that people say we have a weak squad, but people haven't considered players like Lamela, like Lucas, that we're going to mention later, like Winks, who weren't really part of the team last season. Now they're really becoming vital to how we play.
That's what I've been saying for quite a while now. Like, people don't realise the depth that we have in the squad just because we've been having so much injuries last season and this season.
Yeah.
So our squad looks thin just because we've got so many injuries.
And Lamela's never really contributed to goals and assists, and if he can keep doing what he's doing now, it's like, and if we can add an extra 10 goals to us, it's going to be vital during the season.
7 goals in his last 9 games, which says it all, really.
Exactly, he's absolutely fantastic.
When you put that into perspective, Jack Wilshere, who was England's hopeful of being England's best ever midfielder, he's got 7 goals the last 9 years.
Yeah, well, Jack Wilshere, he's back on the injury table, that's all it says. Someone's bringing up Sissoko, back up 2 for Lily White. Let's bring up Sissoko now. What a performance from the man.
Moussa Sissoko, I thought, I'll give him a 7 as well.
I thought I'd give him an 8.
8, all right, we'll give him an 8.
Yeah.
Moussa Sissoko, Moussa Sissolid, whatever you want to call him. Like, he was just sensational. One of his best performances in the Spurs shirt, I thought.
Real up for the battle, up for the fight. He got a great assist as well, selling.
And a nutmeg.
Exactly, and a nutmeg. Selling Felipe Anderson he cut inside on his left foot, finding a inch perfect cross. Absolutely fantastic from Sissoko. And the guy comes up with so much criticism whenever he plays. So when he puts in a performance like he did on Saturday, you got to give him all the credit in the world.
And the stats he was showing from the game, like such great stats. I think it was like 94% pass completion rate or something,
which is unheard of.
Exactly. And like most take-ons in the game, joint
he kind of hovered in between like centre midfield, that third centre midfield role, and kind of on the right wing as well. He kind of hovered around those positions, and he did really well. You got to give him credit, and he really put in a shift for the team. The only down part for me was when he gave the ball away to Cresswell on the left-hand side, which set up Arnautovic for that chance for the header. He didn't do well there, but apart from that, he wasn't a liability. He was a big part of the team. He put in a shift, and he looked a threat going forward.
And went off to a fully deserved standing ovation as well, which is great to see. What I like is that a lot of people have berated Sissoko, and rightly so, for his performances, but credit where credit's due, and the Spurs fans can see that.
Exactly. Hopefully he'll contribute more like that this season.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true. He is inconsistent, but if he can keep up his performances like he did against West Ham, then he'll be a very important player for us.
Exactly, and if he can prove that he can come into the team in these kind of games and kind of do a job for the team, then that also adds to the depth of the squad. Because people look at him and think like, oh, Sissoko coming in, this Spurs have no depth. Look, we've got Sissoko on the bench. But if he can actually prove a good element of the team, then he adds to the depth.
And also, it's just like, I just love Sissoko, you know that.
Do you?
I do. Everyone loves him every time. Every time
he follows us on Twitter.
Exactly. That's why I'm doing it. It's just a little plug, cheeky plug. I've said it before. When he plays in a midfield 3, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's been good.
When he plays in the kind of attacking positions or in the midfield too, then he looks awful.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it's very specific position to be playing a 4-3-3. He has to play in that third position.
Yeah,
so.
but it's also very similar to like Erik Dier who plays in defence, or Sanchez in the back 4 and the back 3. So
I think it's a bit different. Though.
yeah, I agree with you, but
let's go to Lucas Moura.
yeah, give him a 7.
Yeah, I thought we had a decent game. The thing with Lucas, like, he didn't score, or he hasn't scored since United still. The thing is with Lucas, he does things in the game where you just think, wow, what a player. He has so much ability. Like, he runs past players like they're not even there. Yeah. He takes his first touches, like, away from players like, oh my God, how much ability this guy does. But then he gets in around the 18-yard box, and the exact throughout his career, he gets in there and he just makes the wrong decision, or he doesn't kind of have that ruthlessness. And against United, he kind of showed that ability to kind of just finish the ball when it's there, that finishing ability
just
that he clearly has.
Just can be completely ruthless.
But he hasn't shown it since, and that inconsistency is what's been troubling him his whole career.
You know, if he could show consistency in the final third and end product,
he could be one of the best wingers in the league. He honestly
in the world even.
He's that good. He has that much ability. His dribbling is second to none. It really is.
The way he takes it past players with such ease, it's a bit Messi-esque. It's just a shame his end product's not Messi-esque as well.
Nowhere near. His end product really needs to work. And I think maybe people went overboard on him in August when he was showing all that stuff, because it's now been 2 months and he hasn't got a goal since. He's had a few chances.
Been playing well, though.
He has been playing well. He's always looked a threat. That's the thing. You can never leave him. He's always a threat, but he just needs to be making those decisions in around the 18-yard box, and he's not.